A communist, a monarchist, and a Trumpist are on a plane. Or Trumpist suddenly yells, "To make America great again for national wealth and for all that is worth dying for," and grabs the pilot and shoves him off the plane. More like grabs one of his supporters and throws them under the bus. Oh wait, off the plane. Brian Glover does it best. Why are there parachutes? I thought the whole idea of this old joke was that those who jumped were sacrificing themselves. I get the joke. A communist self-sacrificing for the greater good. That's a good joke. A little girl and her mother are at church. What's with all the bots? What brick? What fridge? What kitchen appliances? What is going on here? Stealth edit. Comments don't seem to be about the posted joke. Am I a top loop? This happened to me when I was a boy. But when I went into the bushes to throw up, a priest molested me. It happened to me, but they had decorated that bush for some reason. The church and its dirty money. If I'd known there were bushes behind church, I'd have gone every week. Now they need money laundry. A world full of giants wouldn't know they were giants if they didn't have smaller versions on the same planet. Reminds me of a quote, "Birds born in a cage think flying is an illness." Alejandro Jodorowsky. I listened to a podcast called The Weekly Planet, sort of a nerd genre movie TV news roundup. Anyway, they have a running gag about the Star Wars universe. All the characters could be 100 feet tall and we wouldn't know. Without them, they might be giants. And what are we going to do unless they are? That's because giants is a relative term in the case you're describing. They wouldn't be giants since, relative to everything else, they are of average size. My wife found letters I had been hiding, proving that I was cheating on her. That spells trouble. It's only fun until someone loses an eye. She caught you putting the D somewhere it didn't belong. How? I bet she had some strong words with you. I once had a U on my rock, so I traded them all in. It was a complete vowel movement. In a game of worded delight, my wife found letters tucked out of sight, claiming I cheat in our spree. Now Scrabble's not for she and me, for my hidden words brought quite the fright. You were taking the PTBF. There will be no O-faces for you anytime soon. Good job, essay. Trying to be the alpha male, I bet. Good luck with that. TAL Frank Zappa told Alice Cooper to come audition for his record label at 7:0. Alice Cooper misunderstood and showed up at 7:0 a.m., which impressed Frank Zappa enough to sign them to 3-album deal. It completely emptied the venue after 10 minutes, and music manager Shep Gordon thought that if they could create that strong of a reaction from the audience, there had to be something worthwhile there. So what is it, a 2 or 3-album deal? Frank Zappa let me tell you a couple of 3 things. Till Sam Walton, founder of Walmart, was an avid pilot. He flew his small aluminum plane around to scout new store locations and keep tabs on his stores. One time he dropped in on a Walmart because he noticed from the sky that its parking lot was empty. There's a legend about a store manager that heard Sam was coming to visit and cleaned his stockroom up by putting clutter and excess inventory on the roof. He didn't know that Sam usually flew over the store first. I live in Walmart country. His kids and heirs took on the passion as well. There's nothing like working for Walmart. Seeing a known plane fly over your backyard while you're gardening makes you feel very surf-like. Till, despite being one of the best-selling rappers ever, Tupac had an estimated net worth of only $200,000 at the time of his death. If only he lived to get the royalties from having his face airbrushed onto jean jackets. Music companies made more money off him after his death than he ever earned in life. One of my favorite what-ifs is wondering what a 60-year-old Tupac edit 53-year-old would be doing. Today, music mogul like pop culture icon like Snoop. Movie star like involved in politics like crazy like Kanye. Not surprising, he signed with Death Row. Suge is probably responsible for his death. So that what of cash from the California Love behind-the-scenes video was literally all of his money. All that Michael Hart, the founder of Project Gutenberg, TYPED 313 books word for word to distribute them online free of cost today. The project has over 70.00 free books. Love them. They're our main source for texts for LibriVox, which, if you aren't familiar with that, is a site for free audiobooks of out-of-US copyright books, read by volunteers. I'll never think again that my office is too disorganized. Saved me so much money buying books for undergrad, you magnificent bastard. All that on the weekend of Friday, June 22nd, professional wrestler Chris Benoit killed his wife Nancy, then his son, and the next day himself. But 14 hours before anyone knew what happened, a wiki user edited a wiki article to say that Nancy was dead, later claiming it was a terrible coincidence. Right after this, the media narrative was it was roid rage. Benoit had and did use steroids, so people assumed this. But that didn't explain his methodical approach to killing his son and himself. Now it's widely considered to be CT. One of his signature moves was the flying headbutt. They examined his brain and it was about the same as an 80-year-old man with dementia. What's the reasoning behind linking tipping in the United States to the overall bill amount? Is there a substantial difference in the effort required to prepare a $60 steak compared to a $20 steak at the same restaurant? In general, a higher-priced restaurant would be expected to pay their waiters more if tips didn't exist. If you're looking for logic in the tipping discussion, you're gonna be disappointed though. Another important aspect to consider is why kitchen staff, who often work just as diligently, if not more so than servers, don't receive a portion of the tips. In some states, tip sharing is even illegal. Yesterday's dad joke calendar, I don't get it. When people pose for a photo, they often say cheese. The joke would be they were saying cheese as a warning, which was ignored. Thanks. The photographer asked the subjects of the photo to say cheese. This joke was not real fun. That joke couldn't be better. The people being photographed tried to warn the photographer by saying cheese, but the photographer just thought they were cheesing for the picture. Kinda cheesy. It's Nacho's fault. Was anyone else harmed by debris? This is a Gouda joke. Say cheese. Cheese.